Hi guys, I really wanted to do a collective reading, and what I'm seeing is really big. So, I am seeing that you have been in a long process of trying to remove something from your energy or your life, and it feels like something that is hard to remove. And I kept getting this feeling from you like, I'm just tired of dealing with this. I just want this to be over. And also, there's like this acceptance and surrendering that I'm feeling from you of like, I know that I need to remove this person or situation from my life because I really want to make room for new. And there is a vision that you are following because you want to create space, right? Because I asked what the destroyer was about and I got breath, sun splendor, and the drowned king. The Drowned King is about your ego falling away, your ego collapsing, but it's through like a really tough, intense process that your ego collapses. Like it's not a fun process, but it is also to make room for space within you, for light, for truth. And I do feel this energy from you. Like, I just want the truth. Like, I just want to seek the truth. I want to be in truthful relationships. I want honesty. I want loyalty. It's not as much loyalty. It's more like I just want to be around people that value my voice, that value my heart, that value my power even and embodied power. Because I feel like you're removing people or a structure in some way that is making you feel less than, that makes you feel like your voice isn't warranted or your voice shouldn't be heard or what you want shouldn't be happening. And I I was asking like what is the challenging energies that you are dealing with? And I got like really good energies, and I got spring and I got summer, spring and summer. And then I also got the poet and the thread. And the thread, it really reminded me of like, okay, so you've been in the dark or like the underworld or even a tough situation, right? Like, let's just put it in like regular terms, like a tough situation or a situation that just isn't feeding your energy in a very good way. You've been in this underworld trying to figure out what it is, then to process, and then because you're following this red thread, but you're still in the dark and you're following it to summer and spring. But it's hard because you've been in this process for so long. It's really hard to like change your focus. And also, your external world might not be this right now, you know? And so you're following this thread into these energies hoping that they'll be there, but you don't know, but there is a rainbow at the end of this thread. And so you're following it and you're like, am I going to find what I want? And so it's hard to focus on that, right? Because I don't know, I'm getting this feeling from you a little bit like, I don't know if I can trust that this is where I'm actually going. What if I'm actually just going into this again? The shadow, which is crazy because what's crazy about this is your supportive energies are the shadow, apocalypsis, kairos, the starborn, and the crone. And this to me is saying that your shadow right now is supporting you, which is really beautiful. And I think it's because you've been doing a lot of work, deep diving into what is your shadow, how are you responding, what are you putting up with. But apocalypsis is removing the veil of deception and accepting hard truths. But it also says in the book, it says apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fires, devastation for the sake of regeneration. And so your supportive energies are the destroyer and destruction, which is really great because it shows you are surrendering and totally accepting of the fact that there is something that is dying that you need to remove. There's some type of maybe group of people or person or situation that you've been tied to that has some type of deception in it. Either it's just not what is cohesive to your energy, or there is actual deception that's going on that you are trying to remove. But it's good that you have the destroyer because it shows that you are willing and able and wanting to remove this thing from your life. But I do feel like it took a lot of time and work and just acceptance. Like you've had to accept a lot of hard truths. You've had to open to the possibilities of something different. You've had to grieve what you're letting go of, right? And so I can totally understand why your supportive energies of the shadow and your challenging energies are like summer and spring, which are like really growth and beautiful. But it's because you're not there yet, right? Externally, at least. You're getting there internally. But I do feel like internally you're still dealing with a lot of emotions or things that you're trying to process around what you are releasing. And we have this rotation card, and the rotation card's all about like cycles and the same thing, like a never-ending story. Like you just go, and it's not always bad, right? The rotation card can be really good when you're in a really like abundant cycle. But I feel like you've been in a cycle of removing the veil of deception around relationships, people, even yourself, truths that are hard to swallow, things that you need to remove, people that should not stay with you. And it's a really hard place to be in because there's a lot of grief and fear attached to it. And also there's the feeling of like, I know what I want. I know what vision I want for my life. Like I know where I want to go, but it's not here yet. You're working towards it, right? But it's hard to see when there's not anything in front of you externally that maybe there's a little bit of things, right? Like I think it's hard, right? Because when we're bogged down by emotions of grief from releasing or even anxiety or fear, it can be really hard to tap into even the slight energies outside of us or even within us that are positive or like hopeful, right? Because you're going through a tough time is what I'm feeling. But I also love that what your vision is so, like, I love this card. It's so gorgeous. But I also love that there's these hands right here. And it's like whatever vision you have for your next journey or your next era or your next step is so wise and so artistic. And it's something that's going to hold you, because I feel like what you are destroying and leaving behind is something that you tried to have hold you, but just could not hold your energy. And I mean that in like I feel like whoever I'm channeling right now may not seem sensitive to other people, but I feel like you are very sensitive internally. And if you don't relate to that, then you just have like a very big heart, right? Like that's the feeling I'm getting from you. You have a very big heart, but I also get this feeling like, I don't know, maybe some people don't recognize that for some of you, not for all of you. Some of you like have a big heart and everyone knows it, right? But others of you have a big heart and you have like a, I don't know, there's like a professional or like a more stern feeling I'm feeling from you. Maybe it's a more protective feeling. But that's not for all of you. I just feel like there's two groups of you I'm channeling right now. And you're moving. What I love is that you are the starborn. And I think that you're recognizing that. I think you're realizing how special you are, how wise you are. You have the crone here. This is in your supportive energies. This is like, and I love that we have the crone. I don't know why I thought this was, I had the owl spirit come out in this deck too. I just don't have it out right now. And it really reminds me of that card. And I pulled it this morning and I want to show it to you because this is what it's reminding me of, the vision. It's reminding me of this owl spirit card. And it really is like, you have a higher perspective that most people don't. And I think that's why you have mythic time here with Kairos. Because Kairos is all about understanding cycles and the way that they work and seeing like a higher view of the way time works and like when to close a cycle and when not to spiritually. So you may have people around you. I keep getting the fact that like, I keep getting this feeling like the collective has like multiple people or one person around them that's really deceptive or really in their shadow. Shoot, what was I going to say? I totally lost that train of thought when I said that. I was talking about the owl spirit. Oh yeah, people might not know. If you're around people that are not connected to the higher realms or even just it doesn't have to be higher realms. It just has to be like a higher level of consciousness. If you're not connected to those types of people, or you have people that are in like a lower density or a lower vibration around you, even it could be family for some of you, they might not see Kairos, right? Which is this understanding of how time works, when cycles work, how cycles work, what it feels like when a cycle's closing, what it feels like when you need to leave, and the higher spiritual awareness of when to move and when not to move. So you might have people around you that are creating a lot of conflict. I'm seeing the Five of Wands, creating a lot of conflict and discord around the moves that you want to make and the vision that you see. People might not believe in this vision, or you might not be telling anybody about this vision because I actually got secret vision. I feel like you've been working on your personal power. I feel like you've been working on your authenticity and your voice specifically. I feel like you've been working on taking down the layers of you that are marred in fear or I'm hearing soaked in. Sadness, grief, resentment, and anger. I feel like you've been trying to allow and be open and not let whatever's going on with you affect you as deeply as it is affecting you. Because I do feel like you've been going through something that feels energetically really heavy, and I think it's been a lot for you to I'm trying to make it right. Interesting. To make it right, to have things work out. It's like you've been involved in a situation or a cycle to learn something, but that cycle is not conducive to your energy. It's like you're not meant to stay there, right? But I don't know, I'm getting the sense like I thought I was supposed to stay here. I thought that this was supposed to be where I was supposed to stay. I thought it was, yeah, I keep hearing that. I thought I was supposed to stay here. I thought this was what was supposed to be where I was meant to go, like for my future. I thought that my future would be this forever. And I think that that's why it's also hard to remove this thing from your life, because it felt so important at the time, and it was. It's just, I think you thought the length of it would last. I didn't think that I think that you didn't think that this would be something that you would have to remove or release. And so to come to terms with that, right, is really hard. And I do feel like for some of you, you're still coming to terms with that this is something that is not meant to stay with you, that it's not conducive to your energy in some way, or there's something off with it, or you're just in a different place than you used to be, like, right? You've grown, like you're growing out of this place, but you're like, I don't want to, I think some of you like, I don't want to grow, I want to stay here. And that may just be a part of you, right? Because a lot of the times I feel like I'm tapping into like multiple parts of somebody or different people and their parts. And so I just want to say, when I say something, it may just be a small part of you, or it might not resonate. And if it doesn't resonate, just take that one thing I'm saying and take it out if other things are resonating. I don't know why I feel like I have to say that. But you are creating space, and it's really hard. I just want to like validate that, because it's really hard to remove something that was a staple that you thought was going to last forever. Is so painful. And it took me a lot to do this reading. Like I keep having this thing where I feel like I'm like mincing my words or saying too many things, and I'm like really judging myself. And I've been trying to get to this place of like, life is messy, and I am not perfect, and it is okay not to be perfect, and it is okay to mince words, and I'm not going to do every reading the best that I want to, and it's okay, like, right? And I keep getting this message for you, which is similar. It's like, life is messy sometimes. And I was thinking about birth, right? Because I've been pregnant and I have 2 children, and I had a home birth for my second birth. And so I was like, I'm going to do this without any painkillers, right? And when I got into it, I was like, oh my God, I like should not have done this. And I was like begging them to take me to the hospital, and they didn't, because I had made a plan, right? Like, this is my plan. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to endure the pain. And it was the most intense, painful, so painful. I like really thought like maybe it wouldn't hurt so bad, but it was like one of the most, probably the most painful thing I've been through physically. But it was like a roller coaster took over my body. That's how it felt. And it felt like my body was doing its own thing. And it was so intense and messy and chaotic. And not all births are like that, but a lot of them are. And it's crazy to think like how we all come into the world that way. And if you've never experienced that, I'm trying to figure out like another very intense situation. But my point, I guess, is that we're human, right? And there's a lot of intensity with relationships sometimes, with like birth, right? That's super intense. That's like a what's it called when you like have like a initiation, a crossing, that's not the right word. It's like a rite of passage. That's how it feels. And I feel like the death process, your ego collapsing, is a rite of passage. And so why I'm talking about the intensity of it is because I do feel like you've been in some type of intense death, ego collapsing, removing things that don't serve you, and even thinking about removing things that don't serve you, and processing and doing all these things and trying to find your center. My nose keeps itching. Oh my God. That just means like, this is so spiritual. Even if you don't relate to the spiritual stuff, I do feel like it's really spiritual what you're going through. And the death process always is. But it is, what I love is that you're destroying so that you can see the light. The sun splendor is like joy, illumination, things that are working out for you. And I know that it's hard to see when you're going through a tough time, the beauty that's on the other side, the possibility of beauty on the other side, the possibility of hope, but it's here for you. And I think that you can see that. I think it's just tapping into that. That's hard. That's why the challenge is summer and spring, while the supportive energies is the shadow, which is just like, I think it's great. I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know how to say this exactly the right way, but I think that a lot of the time, I don't know if I can say this. I don't know if I can say this the right way. I don't want to say it if I can't say it the right. I might have to like think about this more. But there is a way to use your shadow to help you. If you've done a lot of work on your shadow can become an asset if you're dealing with shadow stuff, right? Like I don't know how to explain that the right way, but I feel like it's like when someone is really being deceptive towards you, and you can use the things. I'm not talking about like shadow as in like being revengeful. I'm talking about shadow as like protecting yourself. I'm talking about like no longer engaging, right? I don't know if that's shadow though. I hope that you kind of get what I'm saying, but also the shadow is supportive for you because you are willing, and I think you've been going in the underworld and processing, and that is shadow work. And so I think that that's also why it's supportive. Okay, I want to get into the tarot, but I really want to say the other thing I wanted to say, but I just feel like I can't yet. I haven't processed it enough. I haven't thought about it enough. I don't know how to say it the right way, so I don't want to like say it and then like be like, that's not exactly what I meant, because I do feel like I'm scratching it. It's not like I'm actually getting it fully of what I really want to say. Okay, let's see what's going on for you. Besides what I'm saying. 6 of Wands. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Oh my God. I love this so much. You are actively, successfully collapsing your ego. And it's so painful, but you're finding success, I think, in your ability to process, your ability to find yourself in a really difficult situation and find your way out and overcome. Because I do feel like for whoever I'm channeling has been through one or multiple or lots of very intense, difficult situations that you've had to overcome, whether it be recently or in the past. And I think that you have a handle on yourself in a way, not a handle, more like you know yourself deeper than you ever have. And are continually choosing yourself and continually choosing the harder road. Because there's an easy road here. There's easy road is to just not pay attention. The easy road is to say, I'm not going to deal with this. The easy road is to say, I'm not going to process this. This is too much. This is too hard. I'm just going to avoid it, right? That's the easy road. And you did not take the easy road here. And I'm really feeling my guides harp on me about making sure that you know that what you are doing is going to be successful. And it already is. Like the processing that you've already done, the shadow work that you've already done, going to the underworld, looking at the deepest, darkest things about yourself, the deepest truths about a relationship or a situation that you're in, analyzing it, processing, moving through it, not choosing to give up, choosing to see the hope, choosing to try to keep forging towards your vision no matter how hard it is, right? Because this is not easy. Anything worthwhile usually is extremely challenging to have. Like if you have this vision, right? Like, let's say you want to create something like a project or a purpose. Let's say you want to write a book, okay? Do you know how many challenges there are when you write a book? This is just one thing. I'm talking, there's so many things we could be talking about. Music, writing a song. I mean, whatever it is, whatever vision you have for the future, it takes a lot of work to get there. You're going to have, like, if you're writing a book, you're going to have writer's block. You're going to have to edit a million times. You're going to have to every night be consistent. You're going to have to be consistently showing up and writing all the time. Like you have to be thinking about it. You have to be imagining, like you have to be all these things, right? And it's like a metaphor for whatever your vision is. You have been working towards it. But I do feel like to get to this vision, to get to the sun, you had to destroy a lot of things that in your life or in yourself that were, and not destroy, more like release things in your life or in yourself that are not serving you. And that is not easy. And that is why it's not the easy road to do what you're doing. But I want to harp on it because the guides are harping on it to let you know to like keep going. Like this is not for nothing. And you may be in this red thread space, right? Like you may be in the dark still, but you still have a thread, and the thread is going to lead to the rainbow. And I'm seeing the rainbow card in this deck again. It's a rainbow, I have something back. Rainbow miracle. It's like a miracles, right? And I love that. I love that. And I think one of my quotes in my thing is tears turn to like rainbows or something. I don't know. I can't remember the exact quote. I read it yesterday again. I love that quote. Okay. 6 of Wands. Let's see what else. 3 of Cups. You might be around a group of people right now that is making you feel better for some of you. Others of you are possibly reconnecting with yourself in a new way or reconnecting with others in a different way than you used to. There's some type of success you're having with reconnecting to yourself or others. What's the Lovers? Let's see the Lovers. Page of Wands. Okay. Is there someone? Oh, is that reverse? Nope, it's upright. It almost went reverse. Five of Pentacles. I think you're looking at like, okay, what relationships make me feel celebratory, that make me feel empowered, that make me even just feel like safe, right? Like, it doesn't even have to be empowered. It just makes me feel safe to be myself. And what relationships make me feel left out in the cold? Okay, what's the Five of Pentacles? I'm so proud of you. I just want to say that. The Tower. Yeah. I think this is that huge epiphany. What's a Tower? Seven of Wands in reverse. Hold on. What's the Seven of Wands in reverse? Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. It's almost, what I'm getting right now is that the Tower is you realizing that, is that right? You realizing that you've been holding yourself back from a cycle that you really want to go towards. And the Tower is realizing that where you are right now is not what you want. And you do not want to be in the Five of Pentacles anymore, which is feeling left out in the cold and feeling like you don't have what you need, feeling like really like just left out, abandoned even. It can be, you know, financial, like not doing great in your financial area, not feeling abundant, feeling lack, right? And what situations are tied to those feelings, right? Because I feel like some of you are dealing with like a situation where you've been consistently left out in the cold, and that's what you're releasing with that destroying card. And the Tower is you realizing that you don't want to hold yourself back from starting this new cycle in a very confident, empowered way. I also was getting a separate message of the Tower is you realizing that you were not holding boundaries where you needed to hold them with certain people that were leaving you out in the cold. That was the other message I was getting. I was getting two. Okay. Can I see Seven of Wands in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands? What is this? Seven of Swords. Yeah. Okay. I literally pulled the Seven of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune for myself earlier, so I just want to like say that. But I was like, okay, what is, because I have never gotten Seven of Swords in the Wheel of Fortune. I don't remember ever getting it, at least together. At least that I can remember. I'm sure I have gotten it, but it really stuck out to me. And I was like, okay, what is the Seven of Swords in the Wheel of Fortune? Well, the Wheel of Fortune is all the cycles that, everything changing, going from one cycle to the other, right? It's time. And Seven of Swords is deception. And this, to me, which was saying to me earlier, was like, you're leaving behind situations, people, places, events, anything that is marred in deception, that is inundated in deception, that deception reigns free. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And the Tower is you realizing that you're done with this type of cycle, that you're no longer going to, I mean, I feel like it's a kind of like a tower for other people, but it's also maybe a tower for you of like, I am left out in the cold here every single time I connect to it. Because that reconnection, right? It could be reconnection with a lover. So you could be reconnecting with a relationship that you still feel a spark toward, but always, still feel a spark towards, but always get left out in the cold. And the Tower is you going, I don't want to hold myself back from a new cycle, and I want to create boundaries and not deal with this type of situation anymore. And the realization might also be that you're like, well, I haven't been holding boundaries with this person, even though you may have boundaries in other areas, or maybe it's just like one person that like, for some reason, it's easy for you to like lower your boundaries for because like you have a soft spot for them or something, or it's your family. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but you're realizing like, I want to hold boundaries now because I do not want another cycle that is gonna just give me deception. And I feel like that's what you're destroying. You're releasing and destroying the deception, either your self-deception over a situation you've been in and how you haven't been holding boundaries, or a situation that's just been super deceptive that you want to move away from. Like, you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. That's kind of the feeling I was getting already. Okay. Because like, when you're dealing with a deceptive situation and you know it deep down and you keep investing in it, it makes you feel bad about yourself because you're like, wow, I'm investing in a situation like where I feel ashamed because I'm investing in a situation that I know they're being deceptive. Maybe I can't, like, maybe there's no factual information that's telling me it, but I feel like it deep down. And then here's the thing, you'll know when you're involved in a deceptive situation because your gut will be screaming at you. And even if there is no factual information, I feel like a lot of you have had factual information of showing like this person's been deceptive. Like, you will have actual factual information. So I don't want you to be like, is there anyone being deceptive? Because this reading will totally not be for you. Because I do feel like you've been like, you may be realizing like, wow, this family member is deceptive, and this romantic partner is deceptive, and this friend's deceptive, and wow, why am I like surrounded by deceptive people? And like, what is it in me that is responding and giving and okay with this type of behavior? And I think the Tower is you realizing that you are not going to not protect yourself anymore. That you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to protect myself, and I'm not going to hold myself back from a new cycle with myself in a very confident new way. Okay, Seven of Swords. Can I see Seven of Swords really quick? The High Priestess in reverse. Oh my God. And the Ten of Wands. It came out. I didn't even mean it for it to come out, but it came out when I moved. This sucks because I just want to say, like, the Seven of Swords upright with the High Priestess in reverse is like, you cannot see. So if you're dealing with somebody, they have like extremely, I can't even tell you. Like, this combination here is like, you cannot see what this person's doing, but you know it's deceptive, but you just can't see it. Like, you can't see it. It's like, you're unable to see it. Like, that's how good they're hiding it. They may even be hiding it from themselves if you're dealing with a person. Or it's really hard for you to see specifically with this type of person why you're feeling like there's deception, and you definitely feel overwhelmed. Like, you have been giving so much. I almost feel like you're holding burdens for someone else's deception, or blaming yourself for someone else's deception here. That's a little bit of the feeling I'm getting. And I feel like this is what you've been working on. Like, untangling anything in you that is saying that you deserve this, or that this was your fault because you didn't notice, or you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times it's hard because when you get deceived by somebody, you want to be like, well, I kind of felt that intuitively, but I didn't listen to myself, and maybe if I was just intuitive enough, then I could have stopped it. No, that's not your fault. This is their fault. And I think you've been putting the blame where it goes finally. That's what it feels like to me. You're like no longer blaming yourself, if you even were in the first place, but some of you might have been, even subconsciously. And so I'm seeing you take this out and go, okay, is this mine? Right? Like, holding the burdens of someone else's deception, right? And you're like, no. And so then you're now putting it where it deserves to go, which is back on them, right? Okay, wow, this is huge. Yeah, because this is you. This is a hermit. I feel like you've been going deep within to look at all of this stuff, even your own blind spots, because for some reason, this situation, it has not been like every other situation. It's different. I'm hearing it's a curveball. I heard that in my other reading, but the same sentiment applies. It's a curveball because for some reason, this person either is extremely good at manipulation, or you have a soft spot, or both. And you had to get really internal and do a lot of deep work on yourself to be able to see clearly, because this situation seems marred in deception. I keep saying marred. I don't know why, but I like that word. Okay. I think because here's the thing. If you have someone around you, let's say you had a romantic partner, right? And they're like, so good at deceiving. Like, oh, I've been doing so much for you. How could you say that? You did this for your car. I did this for you. I gave you this amount of money. I did this for you. And then all the while in the background, they're either not doing those things, or they only do like a little bit of those things. And you are then like a person where you're like, oh my God, you're right. Like, that they haven't, it's gaslighting. I'm getting like a gaslighting energy right now. And so I think you had to do a lot of inner work to get to this point of like not gaslighting yourself, because a lot of the times, like, if you're dealing with a narcissist or just anybody that's deceiving you, how do I say this? It can be easy to blame yourself because you want control, right? It's like, I want control because I know that if I change myself, then I can prevent this from ever happening again. But that's a losing battle, I feel like, or I'm hearing it's a losing battle, because it's not your job to not deceive, to take on someone else's deception and make it your fault, And I think you had to get to this point of not gaslighting yourself and not letting them gaslight you. But mostly it's internal, of like not letting yourself, like not saying to yourself, they're right. Not saying to yourself, oh, well, maybe they did do that. Oh, maybe I am wrong. Well, maybe I'm reading this whole situation wrong, right? That is the thing that you're removing. You're removing not only maybe possibly the person that's doing this, or people that are doing this, but you're removing your response to it, the hook that it has on you, by doing a lot of inner work. And I think that's why this ego collapse is happening, because you've been going to the underworld and looking at all the places maybe you were deceived when you were younger, or maybe all the ways that you've been believing in this story. And what is the story, right? Like, why do you have a story? And like processing all the things behind the story, because there's always a story. right? Especially if you have someone deceiving you and you're taking it on as yourself, there's always a story. Like, I'm not good enough, or I deserve this, or I should have seen this, or I should have done better. I should have listened to my intuition, even though I didn't see anything in the actual 3D world that was telling me what was happening except for my own intuition. Like, right? Like, it can be really hard. And I think you have been dealing with a very intense, sticky, very deceptive. I just can't get over the deception. It's like there's so much of it. You might be astonished by how much deception there is tied to this situation. Okay. So what is the advice with the deception, the High Priestess in reverse, the Tower, the Ten of Wands, the Empress? I like this. Yeah. It's like loving yourself fully, you know, and nurturing yourself, because this situation is not nurturing you, whatever it is, because it's deceptive. It may be saying it's nurturing you, but that is not what's actually happening. And I think that's why this is why I feel like you're like, I just want to accept reality. I want the truth. I am being left out in the cold. Their narrative is not important. My narrative is. And I want to, because I know I can, I'm hearing from you, I know I can nurture this Five of Pentacles within myself. I don't need them, right? And that may have been the whole lesson. Realizing that you don't need somebody outside of you to make you feel not left out in the cold. Yes, we need help, of course. But I do feel like you've been learning how to nurture this in you, or create better finances, show up for yourself in a more nurturing way, more caring way, more compassionate, doing things that make you feel like you're important. Because a lot of the times when you're dealing with this type of deception, it can make you feel bad about yourself. Again, like I keep getting this feeling like I feel bad about myself. Like, why did I fall for it? Like, that's not the question. It's like, why did this person do this to me? Yes, I understand that part. But it's like, how do I explain this? It's like taking it off of what they're doing and putting it on your own self and going and not in a judgmental way and going, I don't deserve this. This is not okay. I know I can heal and nurture myself. I've been doing those things, right? You have been. And I think that you're slowly finding your way out of a really tough situation. Okay. The Empress, what's the advice? Empress? The Eight of Swords, the Five of Swords. Hold on. What's the advice for the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords? Yeah, I think that you're having a lot of fear and a lot of trapping thoughts because of the situation. Knight of Swords. The Magician. What's the Magician? Two of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Hold on. The King of Pentacles. Spirit is saying okay, how do I say this? You may feel triggered and trapped in the mind. And that's what also like nurturing and being very kind and looking at why you feel trapped and why you feel triggered. But I also am getting this sense from Spirit that you might have already been doing that. And sometimes it's just best to move forward into manifesting something else. A King of Pentacles may also be coming towards you with communication is what I'm seeing. Or you may be wanting to communicate with somebody. Okay. I want to get, what do I need? It's so hot in here. What do I need? What do you need? What do you need? That's the question. What do you need? What do you need to feel okay? What do you need with the Empress, with nurturing yourself? What do you need to make this lesson? Like, do you need to clear your mind? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to do Reiki? Do you need to stop being so hard on yourself? Do you need to stop judging yourself? Do you need to, focus on something else, right? Like, what do you need? I think that's the question you should be asking yourself. What do you need? And give it to yourself, because you deserve peace, quiet. You don't deserve to be stuck in your head. But I also am feeling like this is leaving. You're moving into a manifestation that's different than this. And I think that it is about focusing on where you're going instead of where you're coming from. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. Okay. I want more advice. Can I get one more advice? Can I get more advice? Because I feel like I'm not done with the tarot cards. And to feel your sadness. Yes, because there is grief here 100% that I feel like you're processing. It's a lot. Six of Pentacles. Because it wasn't equal give and take. Oh, no, that's not equal give and take. That's I kept seeing that. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, because okay. It's saying feel your grief and work. You've already been working really hard towards some type of spark. What's this Ace of Wands? You've been working really hard. Like, definitely processing. You've been working hard. That was sideways. Nine of Wands. Hold on. Ace of Wands. Strength. Yeah. You've been working so hard to be so strong. Like, I love this. You've been working so hard at opening your heart. You've been working so hard at processing this feeling left out in the cold. You've been working hard at moving forward towards something that is so much more aligned and better for you. And I don't know what it is for all of you, but it has such a beautiful energy to it. And this was about, I feel like this whole process for you has been about you finding your own strength. And strength is Leo, and it's the sun, and it's the truth, right? And we have sun splendor here. So we have the sun twice, technically. Technically, we don't have the sun out, but you know what I mean. Because Leo is, the sun. But Leo is all about the heart and about moving to the beat of your own drum, right? Loving yourself no matter what. Finding the courage to move through very difficult circumstances and overcome them. And you are overcoming this. It's just, there's a lot of processing you're doing right now. And so to give yourself a break, you have the strength. You're already moving on. If you're like doubting yourself on moving on, I'm already seeing you do it. Okay, so any other advice with the king? Wow, what was I going to say there? Any other advice with the strength card? 9 of Swords. Even if you feel afraid, it does not mean that you're not brave. Bravery doesn't come from not being you're brave because you are afraid. That's the whole point. You're brave because you're daring to see. Like, it's blurry right now, and I always feel like I have to say something and then it like clears up when I'm supposed to say something, but you're daring to see. You're daring to be brave, to look at your fears. You've been brave looking at your fears. You've been looking at where you've been left out in the cold. You've been looking at your sadness, right? You've been doing all those things. I feel like you're not giving yourself credit for how much work you're doing. I feel like you don't even see your strength because of these fears, right? But it's something you've been working on. So it's going to come, like anything you've been working on is going to come to fruition. It's just, it takes a long time to clear some of these energies out, especially if you were dealing with a very deceptive situation. It can take a long time to process this sadness and this feeling left out in the cold and to build yourself back up after something that fell apart right in front of your eyes, right? I'm feeling like that's how I feel. Like, you have been building and nurturing yourself and working hard towards being brave and working on your fears and your sadness and where you feel left out in the cold. And you may actually be doing, like, 8 of Pentacles is real world work. So it's like you've been working on your strength. So to trust in that, to trust in the fact that you're overcoming this, trust in the fact that you've overcome many things before and that you will overcome this, and trust that sometimes things like this take time. Your ego is collapsing. Do you know how long that takes? Like, your ego is like so strong, so conditioned, and it's supposed to be. But there was conditioning that I feel like was somehow tied into deception. And it was needing to be cleared out. That conditioning towards maybe giving to people that were deceptive, or falling for people that are deceptive, or being okay with it just because you have, a hard time with your self-esteem. And I'm seeing you've been working on that. And so to give yourself credit for how far you've come, because you've come so far. And you're overcoming this. We have the 6 of Wands right on the Drowned King. It's like you are being successful at collapsing your own ego. You are being successful at looking at your pain points. You're being successful at being vulnerable. You're being successful because you're being brave even though you're so afraid, right? That's the point. That's the whole point. That's what you need to look at. Okay, I want to get, what do I want? Can I see? Oh, I also forgot to say your outcome. The outcome for the whole thing was Sparks of Light, Autumn, and the New Pearl. So this is your outcome for the situation. Sparks of Light, Autumn, and the New Pearl. So Autumn is releasing, right? Your outcome is you're releasing this deceptive situation. You're releasing the conditioning that you have. You're releasing a lot of negative emotions, fear, pain, grief, resentment, anger. You're releasing a lot of that. And Sparks of Light is like the sun and sparks of light coming into your vision, seeing the darkness that you're clearing out is creating this beautiful new way for you to become embodied in a much, I'm hearing lighter vibration, but into more of who you actually are instead of what you were conditioned to be. And that's the New Pearl. The New Pearl is one single grain of sand corroding this pearl inside to make it so beautiful. And I feel like this situation, this deceptive situation, has been corrosive, but it's been corrosive to condition parts of you, but only because you have decided to take it on, and you have been taking it on, and you've been working hard at clearing the parts of you that were conditioned to be okay with this type of deception. That's what it feels like to me. And you are inviting in new light and the sun to really like embody who you need to be for this vision to come through. Because this vision, it's not just, you know, a job or a purpose or whatever. This vision is like a whole new life for you. That's what I'm feeling. Like it's a brand new way of seeing a totally different life that you never imagined before. Or maybe you did when you were a kid, but you forgot. I don't know. But it doesn't feel like something you've lived before. I feel like you've been living a completely different life to where you want to be going. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of processing to release the feelings about that, right? The feelings of letting go of what's familiar, the feelings of letting go of what you've done for so long, that has worked for so long, that once made you feel safe and alive. It is so hard to grieve those things, but you have grown so much and you have a bigger, better, brighter future that you want to move towards, and you are. And so to keep going, I'm so proud of you. Your guides are so proud of you, and to just keep going, because you've come so far. And I want you to give yourself a huge pat on the back today for how far you've come, because you have. And I want you to keep focusing on this beautiful vision. Focus on hope, because you're moving towards the rainbow with the thread, right? I don't know where it went. I don't know where it went. I wonder if I put it away. Oh, it's right here. The thread. But you're here, right? And you're still moving towards here, but you're going to get here. And your vision is true. Your vision is something that is possible. And so to keep going, because you're working towards that. Okay, I want to get some final advice. I am so proud of you. Okay. Final advice is Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. I also want to say, I feel like you did, you know, a lot of the times when we're in a cycle with someone that, or people that are deceptive, it's easy to take the easy road and revenge, resentment, acting out of your shadow. And I don't feel like you did that. I'm getting this confirmation from Spirit about how you went through the situation with grace. Even if you feel like there's some things that you're not proud of, you are not someone that's actively trying to deceive somebody. You are not someone that's like actively acting out in their shadow. You have been doing so much work on your shadow in a very beautiful, big, bright way. And I think that's why the sparks of light are coming through. Like, you're going to be shining and so magnetic if you're not already because of how much work you've been doing. Like, it is a real thing that when you clear out a lot of darkness and conditioning and you find a higher awareness, a higher consciousness, a higher intuition, a higher way of being, you will become way more magnetic just because you're feeling better about yourself, right? And you've been going through this process with grace. And I'm seeing justice. And so I'm seeing that this vision is happening because you've been working towards it, but also because you handled the situation with such grace. And it really does matter. Karma is a real thing. And, you know, it's neutral. And so whatever we choose kind of, you know what I mean, happens, right? And I'm seeing that you chose a very graceful way of moving through this. And it wasn't easy. Again, it was a harder road. And this is a harder road too. Doing the ego death. It's a harder road. Most people don't even think about it, but also most people don't even do it. Right. It's like very rare. Like I was like thinking about it. I was like, what is the percentage of people that actually are doing this kind of work? And I got like 2 to 5%, but then I heard Spirit redo the number to like 10% now because of how many people are waking up, because people are waking up 100%. Okay. You are going through an activation right now, and I think that can be hard, but the activation is also spring, which was your challenging energy. And so I feel like you're moving into springtime. Even if it's challenging, that's where you're moving. Okay. And you're the swan. I'm seeing you as a swan. It's reminding me of the Swan Princess. Beauty. I'm getting this feeling from Spirit, like bask in your beauty, bask in your grace, bask in your internal world that has so much beauty inside of it. Like this going through the underworld and clearing out your shadow also clears out things that are keeping you from internally connecting or internally creating or internally feeling comfort or any type of soothing feeling. It says focus through the uncertainty. I'm getting focus through the uncertainty. Sorry, you can't see. Focus through the uncertainty. Love and enlightenment. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're moving towards enlightenment. That's what I was saying. I was like, literally, like 2 to 10% of people in the whole world can reach this point, enlightenment. And it is not through like meditation, I guess it can be, but a lot of the times enlightenment comes through moving through extremely difficult things and processing and removing and releasing and moving towards being kinder to yourself and compassionate and embodied and powerful, because you are powerful. You are so powerful. And I do feel like you're going to be seeing yourself in a brand new way like if you're not already feeling it, that's what the sparks of light is. Like this is you seeing like who you actually are through the darkness. And it's really beautiful. Okay, one final advice card. Anything else you have for me to say, spirit guides? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Letting go. Yes, spirit of autumn, letting go. There it is again. Look, this is what you're moving towards. Spirit of autumn, letting go. This is what you're doing. This is your advice, to keep letting go of the things that don't serve you, to remember how important you are. Remember how powerful you are. Remember that you can get through anything, that you are getting through this, that you will overcome this, and that you already are, and that you are so strong and so brave. Even if you're afraid of moving into the next stage, you can jump like the fool and trust that spirit will catch you, because spirit will catch you. It's a huge leap of faith I feel like you're making into a new beginning, but really through this part, it's like really you're just like releasing so much darkness, either because of a situation or within you or externally in some way, and that is 100% clearing room for you to have the space to create and build this new beautiful vision that you might already be creating right now. So it's beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. Don't give up. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time.